NASCAR Cup Series race officially concluded from Darlington Raceway, and after William Byron dominates the majority of the event, Denny Hamlin comes through and steals a win and picks up a second win of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race from Darlington Raceway, the Goodyear 400. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So at the start of the race, you had William Byron lead the field from the outside with Ryan Preece on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. The first caution race came out a few laps later on lap number 4 when Kyle Larson got loose coming off of turn number 2 on the inside of Joey Logano and was spinning the inside wall very hard. After coming in the weekend as a favorite to win and get another win at Darlington Raceway and that really nice look at Terry Labonte throwback, his day would come to a close early. He would get back on the track and affect the outcome of the race later, but tough break for Larson, who had a really strong car in this race in the first few laps starting back in 20th. So then, a lot of cars would come down pit road, play some strategy. Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Brad Keselowski, Joe Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ty Dillon, Shane Van Gisbergen were all the main guys who came down pit road, while a lot of leaders stayed out. So then on the restart, you had William Byron lead the field from the outside with Austin Cindric on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead, and he started pulling away. And then the second caution race come out lap number 24 when Carson Osbar bounced off the wall going off of turn number 2 and was spun into the inside, almost hitting the inside pit wall, and would stop the car and bring out the caution with a ton of damage on the right of the car. And then all lead lap cars would then come down pit road with William Byron winning the race off pit road, followed by Ryan Preece and Kyle Busch. And then on the restart, you had William Byron lead the field from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead, and William Byron started driving off and pulling away to a near 4 or 5 second lead and continued dominating. But then as the run continued on, William Byron started getting trapped behind a lap traffic near the end of stage number 1, got trapped behind Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell. And then, with 9 laps to go in stage number 1, the third caution race came out once again for Carson Hocevar. Carson Hocevar got really sideways on the inside of Riley Hurst. He was racing kind of like an idiot on the racetrack against William Byron as well, trying to stay only 1 lap down and not go 2 laps down. He would come up in front of the track and get in front of Riley Hurst and get a ton of damage and end his day, bringing out the caution. Carson just drove stupid there. I don't know what he was doing there. That was a rookie move on his part, to be honest. A really unnecessary move to be that aggressive. That was a dumb move on Carson, and he was asking for to get wrecked. So then, all lead lap cars have then come down pit road, with William Byron winning the race off pit road, followed by Ryan Preece and Bubba Wallace. And then on the restart with 2 to go in the stage, you have William Byron lead the field from the outside with Ryan Preece on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead. He pulled out to about a 1 second lead coming to the line, and coming off the final corner, William Byron would win stage number 1, with Bubba Wallace coming across the line in second. And then we see all the lead lap cars pretty much stay out, except guys like Josh Berry, Michael McDowell, Cole Custer, Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., all those guys would come down pit road, while most of the leaders stayed out. And then on the restart, you had William Byron lead the field from the outside of Ryan Preece on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead, with Tyler Reddick moving up to second. And Reddick would actually for a few laps stay really close to William Byron, but William Byron started pulling away and taking off. And then we started seeing some green flag pit stops on lap 131. Ryan Blaney would come down pit road first. Then next lap, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, Zane Smith, Austin Dillon, Daniel Suarez, SVG, Michael McDowell, and all those guys would come down pit road. And then the next lap, Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace, AJ Allmendinger, Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley came down. And then the next lap, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., they came down pit road. And then the next lap, we would have a spin happen coming off of turn number 4 when Brad Keselowski had a tire that was basically coming loose and was spin on the inside of Bubba Wallace, was able to continue going, and for some reason NASCAR decided to not throw the caution after Brad Keselowski nearly took out Bubba. But then a few laps later, Brad Keselowski would then throw the caution because the lug nut on his car would come off at the bottom of the racetrack during the green flag pit stops. I gotta be honest, this was a BS yellow. I don't know what NASCAR was doing right here, to be honest. They should not have thrown the caution right there. That was unnecessary. They could have waited to the end of the stage. No one was gonna go down to where they picked up the lug nut. So I think it was an unnecessary caution and a really bad caution because a lot of drivers will get trapped in bad positions that shouldn't have been as far back as they were. So then all lead lap cars have then come down pit road, with William Byron winning the race off of pit road, followed by Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. And then Chase Elliott and Chris Buescher had to come back down pit road because they basically had loose lug nuts on their tires and would have to come back down to tighten it up. So then on the restart, William Byron lead the field from the outside with Joey Logano on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. And he started pulling away as the run progressed and went on, with Ryan Blaney starting to really charge, but he wouldn't have enough time to get there as he only got back up to fourth, and coming out the corner, William Byron would dominate and win stage number 2. And then all the lap cars would come down pit road, with William Byron winning the race off of pit road, followed by Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. Ryan Blaney, who had a really good car, would drop all the way back from 4th to 16th in this race after having the fastest car on the long run. He dropped really far back and at the time take himself out of contention. And then Shane Van Gisbergen and Noah Gragson got penalties and have to go to the tail end of the longest line. No mention from the broadcast, by the way. So then on the restart, William Byron lead the field from the outside with Joe Logano on the inside, and William Byron got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. But then a couple laps later, another caution would come out for Josh Berry. Josh Berry spun off of turn number 2 after some contact with Tyler Reddick. Reddick kind of came up the racetrack a little bit, but Berry didn't give him all the room, it seemed like, entirely. To me, it was just a racing deal and incident. Berry would spin in the inside wall really hard. Tough break there for Josh Berry. Looked like he was going to have a chance and opportunity to get a great finish today. His day would come to a close. So then on the restart, William Byron lead the field from the outside with Cristobal on the inside, and William Byron and Cristobal would battle for about a lap or so, and then William Byron was able to clear for the race lead, and then eventually he started pulling away and pedaled out to near 1 to 2 second lead by the time we got to around 70 laps to go. Then during this time, Alex Bowman would come down pit road because he had made wall contact, and he would come down pit road to fix the toe end. And then we started seeing green flag pit stops. Ryan Preece would come in first. Then 4 laps later, John Hunter Nemechek, SVG, Austin Hill came in. Then a couple laps later, Joe Logano came in. And then the next couple laps, Zane Smith, Tyler Reddick, Noah Gragson came in. And then the next lap, Chris Buescher, Ross St. Allmendinger came in. Then Bell and Jones would come in. And then Elliott would come in. And then eventually William Byron, he would come down pit road. And once the cycle had cycled through with guys like Hamlin and Blaney then coming in, Tyler Reddick would actually emerge as the race leader because he pitted earlier. And for the first time all day, William Byron would not have the race lead after dominating the early portion of the event and would be back around 4th or 5th position. And his car had not been good in dirty air all day because he had not been in dirty air the whole entire event. And he would drop back to 3rd position at that point as Tyler Reddick continued to dominate this point. But the guy coming up was Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney's long run speed was starting to show, and he was charging his way up to the front and would get by with around 15 laps to go, would pass Christopher Bell and William Byron to move up to 2nd position, and he was cutting almost a second a lap faster than Tyler Reddick and would cut the gap down with around 5 or 6 laps to go in the race down to about 1 second. He just ran him down very, very quickly, with Tyler Reddick getting stuck behind Shane Van Gisbergen and a couple lap cars. And then, with a few laps to go, they started battling side by side. And with 5 to go, Ryan Blaney would make the pass and take the lead with 5 laps to go. And as Ryan Blaney made the pass on Tyler Reddick would get into the outside wall, and Kyle Larson unfortunately kind of hit the brakes a little bit, and Bubba Wallace would unfortunately run in the back of him, forcing Kyle Larson to hit the inside wall really hard, bringing out the caution. I know a lot of people are going to blame Bubba Wallace, and I initially blamed Bubba on my social media, but I got to put more blame on Kyle Larson there because I don't think Bubba Wallace would have had time to slow down. I'm going to make that as a racing deal, unfortunately. It's tough there for both because Larson is over 170 laps down, so as much as I want to blame Bubba for that, a guy 170 laps down, it kind of affected the outcome of the race, unfortunately, and just a tough situation all around. And then all the lap cars would then come down pit road, with Denny Hamlin emerging as the race leader and winning the race off pit road, followed by Reddick, Byron, and Blaney, as Blaney did not have the best restart. And then on the final restart of the race, you had Denny Hamlin lead the field from the outside with Tyler Reddick on the inside, and Denny Hamlin got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead, with William Byron emerging up to 2nd position. And as they came to the white flag of the race, Denny Hamlin had about a 7 or 8 of a second lead over William Byron, and after dominating the race and looked like William Byron was going to win, Denny Hamlin would come off the corner and basically kind of steal a win and go back-to-back and pick up a second win of 2025 in his 56th career NASCAR Cup Series win. Congratulations, Denny Hamlin, on picking up the win. I'm going to be honest, Denny Hamlin kind of backed into this win. Hamlin did have a good car, there's no question about that, but he definitely got helped by some of the green flag pit stops. As soon as he got up in the front, the cleaner helped because his car was terrible early in the race, and I thought Hamlin was going to be running around 15th to 20th, but that caution around lap 130, 140 really helped him, put him up in position to contend for this win, and Hamlin gets his second win of the year. He was not good early in this race, but he comes in, seals the win, picks up his second win of of the year. I think Hamlin's going to emerge as a championship contender. First time he's gone back-to-back, I think, since like 2020, I'm pretty sure. So a big win for Hamlin. He now sits 11th on the all-times win list, pending post-race tech. Congratulations to Denny Hamlin on picking up the win. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the race results. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. So Denny Hamlin picks up the win. William Byron finishes second. What could have been for William Byron? He led the first 240 of like the 293 laps, so like 244, 245 laps of the first 297. It looked like he was going to lead every lap. Then green flag pit stops happened. He came in way too late. That cost him the win because his car was not that good in dirty air. He kind of deserved to win. He had the best car all day long for the most part, but his car kind of fell off at times too. But he just dominated, and it looked like Byron was going to win. Tough for Byron not to get the victory. It still was an amazing day for Byron. He comes home with a lot of points, led a ton of laps in this race, but historically the drivers led the most laps in this event. Hasn't gone to victory lane. It happened again. He finishes second. Christopher finished third. He was back at like 25th early in this race, but got benefited by the cautions that for the green flag pit stop as well. But he does come home with a top 5, a solid day for Bell, all things considered. After that, Tyler Reddick finished 4th, had one of the strongest cars in the field, the top 5 car majority of this race. Didn't have enough to get it done after getting in the outside wall, but does come home with a solid top 5 finish. He's been down recent races, so a solid day for Reddick, all things considered. Finishes in the top 5. Ryan Blaney finishes 5th. What could have been for Ryan Blaney? He had the fastest car on the long run. He was running Byron down. The only one I think had anything for William Byron for majority of the event. Just that pit crew really hurt him all day. That's the thing that cost him a shot and an opportunity to go to victory lane today. He had a great run today. First good run for Blaney in quite some time. Probably should have won the race, especially at the end there. That caution kind of screwed him. He finishes 5th. Chris Buescher finished 6th. Top 10 car all day. Kind of got hurt by the pit strategy there, but still comes home with a solid top 10 and 6th. Good day for Chris Buescher. Ross Chastain finished 7th. Quiet top 10 run, moved forward slowly but surely throughout the day, and gets a solid top 10 run. Good day for Ross Chastain. Chase Elliott finished 8th. He struggled early in this race, but they made that car better and comes home with a solid top 10. Chase has been up and down the next-gen car at this track, so good day for Chase to get a top 10. He's been really good the last couple of weeks. Solid top 10 run for Chase Elliott. Ty Gibbs finishes 9th. First top 10 for Ty Gibbs in 2025, and he earned this one. He had a top 10 car majority of near the end of this race and legitimately earned his first top 10 of the season. His team is really starting to turn the corner. He's been getting a lot better runs as of late, and good to see Ty Gibbs actually get a top 10 finish in 9th place. Good run for Ty to score top 10, and Kyle Busch finishes 10th. His car on the long run, like I mentioned before during my starting lineup video, I thought he was going to be good on the long run, and his car was really strong on the long run. I know it's not a win for Kyle Busch, but I think he's going to take a top 10. He's been solid here in the next-gen era at Darlington. A good run for Kyle Busch to score a top 10. Not enough to get the victory, but RCR is definitely headed toward the right direction a little bit. Austin Cindric finished 11th. Not that bad for the Raw Austin throwback today. Shows some solid speed. He finished 11th. Also, Grass Hamlin winning on the Carl Lewis throwback, by the way. Zane Smith finished 12th. Ran top 15 majority of the race. Actually had a really solid day and gets a solid top 15 run. Joe Logano finished 13th. Decent day, not great day. Got helped by the caution, but he did run top 10, top 15 majority of the event. He finished 13th. Todd Gillen finished 14th. Not a bad run for him. Daniel Swartz gets a top 15 and 15th place. Swartz had a top 20 car near the end, so not a bad day for him. Ty Dillon with another pretty good run. He's been pretty solid in that 10 car. He finishes 16th. Eric Jones finished 17th. He played strategy, was around 10th to 15th in the second half of the event. He comes home 17th. Not a bad day for him. AJ Allmendinger finishes 18th. Noah Gragson finished 19th. And Shane Van Gisbergen finishes 20th. A decent day for SVG. The first time I think we've seen on the ovals this year where he actually has improved in the car. We haven't really seen a lot of that from him this year. So good to see SVG actually have a solid day and improve as the race progressed and went on. I wasn't sure how today was going to go. Today was actually a pretty solid run, all things considered for him. He finishes in 20th. Bubba Wallace finished 21st. He kind of got hurt because of the strategy, but that car was fading back in the early portion of the race. He got some stage twins, which will help him a little bit, but it could have definitely been a better day, all things considered. He finished 21st. Could have been a better day for Bubba. Cole Custer finished 22nd. Austin Dillon finished 23rd. Justin Haley finished 24th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 25th. Ryan Preece finished 26th after a really promising start to the day. They played strategy. He got trapped a lap down, unfortunately, and cost himself a shot at a great finish today. He finished 26th. Cody Workins is top 30 and 27th. Not a terrible day for him. Chase Briscoe finished 20th. A disastrous day for the 19 car. He was non-factor all day. Car was really bad on the long run. It was really the only JGR car that didn't show up near the end of the race. He finished 28th. 28th. Michael McDowell finishes 29th. John Nemechek finished 30th. Austin Hill finished 31st. Carson Osbar caused a lot of incidents today, finished 32nd. Brad Keselowski finished 33rd. The tire issue cost him, but just continues a really disastrous season for the number 6 team. Riley Hurts finished 34th. Alex Bowman, after his issues, finished 35th. Tough break for Bowman, who looked like he had a decent car today. Josh Berry, after crashing out, finished 36th. He had a really good car early in this race, but unfortunately just got caught up in some of the incidents today and got taken out in a crash. Kyle Larson finished 37th, and J.G. Elliott finished last in 30th, a race that Kyle Larson is definitely going to want to forget. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give my score thoughts on today's race. Honestly, I don't think today's race was that bad. Did William Byron dominate the race? Sure, he absolutely did. He led the first 246 or 247 of the 293 laps or 297 laps at the end of the day. But sometimes even back in the day in the sport, you had guys that dominated races. I think about some of the races like Charlotte, for example, where Ernie Irvan led almost the whole entire race, or races that were dominated by guys like Martin Truex Jr. Just because a driver dominates an event does not mean the whole entire race is boring. Now, do I think the race is great by any stretch of the imagination? No. I will say this probably is my least favorite Darlington race in the next-gen era at this point, but it wasn't overall a bad race. There was solid racing throughout the field. I think we had a decent finish. It was really setting up for a compelling and really interesting finish at the end of the day. I think the final 15-20 laps are really interesting. The whole entire race wasn't amazing by any stretch of imagination, but you did have good moments for sure. And that's the thing about Darlington. You're not going to always have races that are going to be barn burners. Sometimes you're just going to have a guy that's going to dominate a good portion of the race, and you still got to focus on the racing behind. I think Fox could have done a better job on that front today. So my score of today's race at Darlington overall, I'm going to give this race overall probably about a 6.5 to 7. It was a decent, probably about a 6.5 in all honesty. I think it was better than Phoenix for sure. I think it was better than Martinsville for sure. I don't think it's better than the other race that we had this year, but I still think it was a solid race today, all things considered, and a pretty compelling finish. I think Darlington's still a great track. The next-gen car still has dirty area issues. I think we know this, but Darlington's also a track that is really difficult to pass, so it's not shocking and surprising to see this at a track that is difficult to pass. So, that is going to be today's NASCAR Cup Series race review from Darlington Raceway. One thing, guys, for watching, please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go to more of that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. Your thoughts on today's race, let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And congratulate Denny Hamlin on picking up the win and stealing a win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In about an hour or so from now, you're going to see a Shane Van Gisbergen video dropping on the channel. Then tomorrow on the channel, you're going to see a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. We've got some stuff to talk about, reactions from how the respect is in Xfinity. We got some comments on Throwback Weekend we're going to talk about as well. Same with the trademark stuff with Dale Jr., some stuff on Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Haley Deegan, Connor Zillis, Jr. Motorsports, Eric Almirola, Chandler Smith, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, all the good stuff we'll be talking about on the channel. We're going to have race picks for the truck race on Tuesday, along with the entrance for the Cup race for the Food City 500. We've got a lot of great content as we're headed to Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend. Should be hopefully a very fun week. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.